Hey guys, welcome to OPW Live, where we talk about the wrestling and other stuff. We are going for the tag team gold tonight. My name is Chris, aka T-Bone is live here on the Twitch. I am joined tonight by one of my best friends, James, JJ Titan Dog 70 on Twitch. James, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Doing good tonight. How
We
about
had
you?
to. I'm doing good. Alex is feeling under the weather tonight, so he won't be joining us. We're just gonna two-man the show tonight. That's okay. I gotta tell you about my day though, and we'll get to the wrestling here.
Tell us. Tell
I,
us.
as you know, and some people know, I'm trying to build my own PC, and the hardest part right now to find is the graphics card. Right, they're just sold out everywhere, or you can go on eBay and get them scalped for like $2,000, which I refuse to do.
That's why you need
The,
to come talk to me. I got your hookup, baby.
you got hiccups. Yeah, no, you
Big
don't.
Papa Big Papa James got your hookup. You gotta let me know and I'll help you out.
Anyway, so Nvidia released their new 3060 card today, and it was a nightmare, and I didn't get one. That's the short version of it. So it was supposed to be on multiple sites, but Amazon never actually sold them. So it was basically Newegg and Best Buy for some reason. Best Buy was like, oh, what will happen is the button will light up, and when the button lights up, you can click on it, and then you got to race to check out. Every
Yeah,
time,
because
every time that happened for me, couldn't get there. Newegg did something a little bit different. They did a raffle instead. So you could sign up for like 3 hours for the graphics cards, and then they're gonna email you if you won or not. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what a world! Isn't this an n- pure capitalism? Getting in a raffle to chance to buy something.
well, yeah, I
Uh,
could have told you because reason why they're doing the Best Buy is to race the hookup because they you know what's why? They got bots.
they
Bots
got
are
bots, yeah. I
buying
mean,
you
no,
got
I
people
I,
buying
I
bots
actually
to buy
appreciated the
it.
way Newegg handled it. Like I was
Yeah,
just kind of like
that's
commenting like that's just pretty funny to me. So I sat here like for 4 or 5 hours just kind of waiting to see oh, am I gonna get the email or not, to buy the GPU. Oh wait, I have an update. I was selected. I wasn't selected. Never mind. I'm sorry. I was not expecting Newegg to. I just actually checked my emails. This is happening like right now. I was
oh
not
my.
expecting Newegg to tell me I didn't win.
Well,
But thanks,
I
Newegg,
give
for telling me I didn't win.
well,
I
you gotta
appreciate it.
give them props for that. You gotta give them props for that. At least they told you. I mean, at least they
Right.
could have said. At least they said, "Hey, you didn't win anything." That's
I mean,
worse than
three
not
hours
getting
later than
nothing
they
at
said they were
all.
going to send emails about if you won or not. But yeah, I get
Yeah,
it now.
I mean that's
Okay,
better
well,
than. I mean, there's
that
leaving it.
wraps up that story in a nice bow. Then Newegg told me that I didn't win 3 hours later after I was supposed to find out if I won or not. So, and by win, I mean get the chance to pay $400 for a graphics card.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. You might want to go and scale down your version of it, and then maybe wait
That
later and
was the
pick up a
scaled up
new
version.
one.
There's just no
Well,
graphic cards anywhere. It's just a worldwide shortage. Anyway,
like I said, I we'll talk later, and I'll find you some black spots. Now, okay.
anyway,
Now that we're talking about we'll get the computer stuff out the way.
I
We'll talk
just
about the world
wanted
of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, we do wrestling. We do wrestling and stuff here on OPW Live.
We're
So that was
we're
the stuff.
wrestling
Now
and
we're gonna
other
get to wrestling.
things.
All right.
I should have
So,
asked you. I was busy today. I should have asked you. Did you win the Jeopardy?
no, they're doing it next week. I think it's gonna be every.
Oh,
I think it's gonna be every 2 weeks for Jeopardy.
okay. I didn't get an announcement. I was like, I didn't hear you're supposed to be on
Yeah,
Jeopardy.
he just yeah. I think they're because of their schedule. Sexy Potato is like a college student.
Yeah, he is.
Uh, so I think they're both college students actually. But anyway, Sexy Potato and Lane I think they're gonna do it every 2 weeks. So next week I should be on Jeopardy Wednesday night. WASD Express. Shout them out if you'd like to
Yep, yep.
in the chat.
All
Pretty
right.
cool guys. Anyway, let's get to it. I'm gonna sit up straight and like an adult here, and ask you, James, just something that stood out to you this week in wrestling.
Uh, let's see. Something that stood out. What happened this week?
We had Elimination Chamber, Raw, NXT, Dynamite, and SmackDown.
I know. I was trying to think. And anything else happened? Nah, nothing else happened. Nah. No, like I
Oh,
said,
Impact,
well,
I guess, right?
Impact. Oh well, elimination. Well, I they probably didn't go the way I think they were going to go on Raw. I thought they were going to just they're kind of pushing out a little bit here with the Miz and Bobby Lashley because I expected him to basically I expected the Miz to get wiped out on Raw, and they kind of pushed it out. So I see they're giving Miz maybe another week of life before they murder him and murder him
Yeah, right.
good. But they are really, really heavily pushing Lashley now. I mean, he
I
is
like.
coming up. Yeah. Well, here's the thing: they should have done that years ago.
They should have done that earlier this year. You know,
Yeah.
I,
So
I, I we didn't have the show at this point because we debuted in August of
August. Yeah.
last year. But I thought around May of last year when and not to
Yeah.
be I know this is a very testy topic here to bring up, but at the height of like the protests and stuff of Black Lives Matter, I thought WWE could have just put the title on him and said, like, you know what, yeah, our world champion is black,
If they were
uh
smart, if they were
and
smart
just kind of
and
kind of
think about
get
it.
some of that momentum. It didn't have to be a political statement, and I
No.
don't want it to be, and I don't want this show to be that way. But I thought at that point, like, that was the time to like make Bobby Lashley the biggest and baddest dude on the planet.
Yeah. Which is they're
But
doing now
which
because
they're
right
doing now,
now
right? He's the
they
biggest
make
and
him the
baddest dude on the
biggest,
planet.
nastiest man there, and quite frankly, it's legit because you look at this man. There's
It's
not many
long
that look
overdue.
like him. Yeah, there's not many that look long like him. Basically, like I said, he's going to eat the Miz. We just know when. It's not if it's going to happen; it's when it's going to happen. Because there's no chance in hell. Much as I enjoy, no, I'll be honest. As much as I enjoy the Miz as a great heel character, and he is a great heel
Too.
character. You want to punch him in the face every time you see him. He's
Right.
got that down. And
You know,
but
yeah.
and there's no chance in hell though he's winning. So what I think I don't know what they're doing now. Are they gonna Lashley as champion, maybe set up either Drew to come back because Drew's vanished. They and the good thing they
Yeah,
did
I
too,
was gonna say
was
Drew didn't show up
Drew
on Monday
was
night.
off on Raw, so they played that he got his butt kicked literally.
Yeah, they sold that he was like injured
Yeah.
after
So
Lashley's attack. You know,
so are they
uh,
setting up Lashley as champion? Drew's gonna try to beat him at WrestleMania,
I think that's probably what they're
big
doing.
crowd, or are they may bring Brock back and it's Drew? It is Bobby Lashley versus Brock at WrestleMania,
I
which
don't think we're doing that.
honestly, if they did do that, that thing would sell.
That would, yeah.
That
I
would sell.
I think that
But
first part is true. I think Miz might even hold on the title until Fastlane.
Fastlane,
But there's no way in hell he's taking it
you
to
think it,
Mania.
you think
He's a
it's shenanigans?
transitional champion. Like, I
Yeah,
that's his purpose, is just to be the transitional champion, so that, and I think the reason he's the transitional champion for this purpose is so Lashley can get the title off of him, and so Drew can have a WrestleMania moment taking the title back from
yeah.
Lashley in front
That's
of
what I think
in
they're
front of a
doing
crowd. Like,
because
I
they could
think
have done.
that's where we're going, which sucks because that'll make Lashley a transitional champion as well.
Well, they could be setting up a feud. I mean, you could actually easily do a
Yeah,
feud.
I mean they could go back and forth. So that'll
Yeah,
probably be like until from WrestleMania to like
SummerSlam.
Money in the Bank, SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Throw
but
Braun Strowman in the mix at some
you
point.
could have easily have done just if you're really setting up for Drew Lashley at WrestleMania, you could easily just had instead of the cash in, just Lashley beat the hell out of him, and that's it. No cash in.
Yeah, I
That
guess they
that
want
was the
they just
natural progression, but there was a
I think they really just want the face chasing the heel. Like that's just like
they
WWE
want and
likes.
I hope they can give Drew. They want to give Drew that crowd moment at
Yeah.
WrestleMania that he didn't get the
Well, there'll be what,
last.
10,000 people at WrestleMania, something like that,
Yeah,
because they're gonna
at
fill the
least
baseball stadium.
yeah, they're gonna fill
Oh, sorry, the football stadium.
yeah, they're gonna
Well,
fill that up. Well,
Raymond
at
James.
least they're gonna do what they did at for Super Bowl. Have the cardboard and people face between
Yeah,
cardboard
I think
and
they
all
had
that.
like 15,000 people at the Super Bowl,
Yeah, about 15.
fans, and then they had like
Yeah,
family and stuff for the
yeah.
players like down
So,
in the
but
bowl.
yeah, but they're gonna space it out. So they're gonna be like cardboard
Yeah,
and the people around the
absolutely.
cardboard and they're spaced out. So they're gonna do that. So they're waiting for that big moment. So I can see why. And you know what? Hey,
Yeah, and that's
man.
why I kind of think that Lashley will get the title just so
But
Drew
I
can
will
take it
admit,
from him and get the WrestleMania pop that he didn't get last year.
I
That
will
he
admit
definitely deserved. It's
he
just
deserved. Yeah,
circumstances.
I will admit Raw wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as normal Raw would be. I kind of
It wasn't as bad as normal.
normally Raw is kind of there's like two or three
It is. It
spots.
is. It was all right.
This is pretty decent. This is decent. And I say one more thing before we're done. I hate to be negative, but Bad Bunny's starting to annoy the hell out of me.
I think he's supposed to.
It's just he's got the 24/7 title. I'm fine with that, but he's coming off like a freaking heel. And I just hate that smug look on his face. Like you're not doing anything. Why you got this look on your face like you're superior?
I don't know.
You're gonna get
I mean,
smashed.
he is training, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Like
Yes, but
he's working on it.
the way they're setting them up though just annoys me. I'm like, why you have this look like you were the baddest dude there? You got this bow. I got my 20. You know what? Why do you look like that? I mean,
Well, I
and
mean,
they,
it's really to get like the Hispanic market. Like that's the kind of thing that I think that's what WWE is making the calculation is. He's got attitude. Like people like attitude.
he's got
He's
attitude, but
cocky.
I
Like
mean,
people like that.
I'm not like
I like
that.
a lot of heels because they're cocky and have attitude. Like it's fine.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be face, isn't he?
All right, faces can be cocky too. That was like John Cena's entire
Yes,
gimmick. He's like, I'm Superman, bitch.
but he
Like he was
earned
a
that.
face the entire time.
But he earned that Superman moniker. He was
I
actually
know,
in the
but
ring.
he
I
was
mean,
cocky too.
I
Like it did.
know it's just it's
Yeah,
just I'm just saying it's starting to annoy me just a little bit here,
yeah,
and that maybe because I like R-Truth a lot and I hate him. Bad Money have the 24 title. I'd rather have R-Truth have the title. That's probably why I'm annoyed
yeah.
like that. But anyways,
I
oh
mean,
wait,
it it's kind of weird that he's now like the second longest reigning champion.
yeah, because what they do is because they're doing the Damian Priest is the heavy and our truth. They did it basically in Raw. Our truth is there was trying to set it up and Priest is there, and our truth's like, "You got me this time," and then he's like, that, "You got me this time, player," and then he disappears like that. So like Truth is coming up with some brain scheme and everything to
I mean,
try to get back. So they may be setting it up.
it's there's worse things they could do. Like it's the 24/7 title. It doesn't really matter.
I know. Well, I kind of like Truth
All
as
right,
well.
old men celebrities win it. Like
Yeah, but I kind of Truth doing cocky
I
things.
like Truth, but they have completely devalued the title when they have celebrities beating him all the time. So
Well, at least at this
like
one,
he's a 49-time champion, but he's lost to 24 different celebrities in
that's
that
true.
reign.
But
You
here's
know?
the thing: at least he didn't lose it to Bad Bunny. He lost it to not the Super Ninja Akira Tozawa, and then the Super Ninja got killed by Daniel. So at least Truth didn't get beat by that. So I give Truth that.
Yeah.
It was the Super Ninja that got it. Okay, all right. What was your one thing?
I mean, I actually wanted to kind of touch on Raw a little bit more, and then I'll get to my one
All
thing
right, what's
because
the
we were
Raw?
talking about the show. I
Yeah,
I did appreciate a couple things on Raw. One was they fixed the storyline between Charlotte and Ric Flair, where Charlotte just like for 5 minutes batters her father, and that was fine.
that was
Like
good.
it
Actually, that was
it
really
it was good, and it also ended that storyline. I think, as far as we're concerned, especially at least with the Rick and Lacey. Lacey's off
yeah,
TV. They said, okay, Rick is not actually the father. They stopped that BS because that got absolutely
yeah.
destroyed
That
on social
that
media.
was
We
that
destroyed it on the
was
show
right.
too. Like I
Yeah,
was
that
very
was
upset
not a
about
smart
that.
move. It was not a smart move.
Um,
It was a knee jerk
so
reaction. It was a stupid knee jerk.
they took corrective course, and I do appreciate that. And the other thing with the Lashley thing, I love that they had like the countdown to like Lashley's ultimatum.
Yes, I love that because I enjoyed that because it's like Lashley gave him that we're gonna start a new reality show. How Lashley put Miz in the emergency room. I was like, you gotta work on that title, Lashley. Just work on that title. Should have
He's
been.
gonna, yeah. I mean, he's
I would
gonna
have
work
said,
on his speech a little bit,
yeah,
but
no, no, I
that
think
was
it was
fun.
good. No, I
They did
thought
the
it was good because
countdown thing to
he's
his ultimatum,
nonsense.
although they got it immediately wrong because he said you have 1 hour, and then the clock read 45 minutes
Yeah, I saw the 45
because
minutes.
they really meant you have until 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I
One thing
like
that
that.
stood
I
out to me
thought
this
he
week.
should have said, Miz. But I should have said Miz goes to emergency room by Lashley. Miz, how I
I don't
went
know.
to the emergency
It
room by
was
All
he
right,
needed
but
to
yeah,
come with like a catchy title. It was like maybe
yeah,
3 or 4 words long.
I think that was off the top of his head, though. I really think he just did that
I'm
off the top.
sure it was something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So one thing that stood out to me in the wrestling week, I was watching NXT today because that's
Yeah.
what I do, and I really appreciated the way that NXT kind of fixed Karrion Cross in one match.
I want to hear
Um,
this because you said something like that earlier. And
I mentioned this on a chat earlier that I think that Santos Escobar and really NXT fixed Karrion Cross, and the reason being is that they showed that Karrion Cross is vulnerable, right? During the match, like I was afraid when they set this feud up that Santos Escobar was going to get squashed by Karrion Cross, which would be a shame because he's the cruiserweight champion, he's the longest reigning champion on NXT right now.
uh,
Uh, Instead, they took Santos Escobar as a legitimate threat. Yeah, he had to have his goons help, but that's fine, right? That he's a
yeah,
heel. He's
yeah,
got guys hide behind him for a reason. But they showed that Karrion Cross is vulnerable because there was plenty of time where Santos Escobar was in complete control of the match. And that was something we never saw in any of Karrion Cross's matches prior to his injury. Not even Keith Lee had that moment where he was in complete control.
Well,
right?
it makes sense. It makes sense. He did, he did have to fight like two extra dudes just to get to
Right.
Santos,
Well, the thing is,
and
he had that the shoulder injury, and now everyone
slammed
can
that
tell the
door. Yeah,
story that
he
this is
slammed
a
that door into his
weakness.
shoulder.
Right.
Yeah, that worked because Santos used that door and slammed it right into his shoulder,
And then
and
he
he could
kept
see
working it
it.
the rest.
He's like, you
Yeah.
could see he's like, okay,
But
that
the
hurts.
key there now is it shows and it makes Karrion Cross more interesting because now he's not an unstoppable monster. Now he has a weakness, and his weakness is right here. And everyone has an opportunity to kick him, to attack it, to put him down. Like Karrion Cross can still be this badass dude, but I hate
Yeah,
when they make like invincible characters because you break everyone else when you're going up against him. That invincible character, and then there's really no way to pay him off. Like this injury is the best thing that's happened for his character, not for him personally. Like I'm sure that was awful. I don't want to
no,
say that like this is great, but this is the best thing that's
no.
happened for
It
his character
shows. Yeah,
because
I know
now
what you're
his
saying.
character has weakness, and now they
Yeah,
can do that. Like because Santos Escobar is 205, right? He's a cruiserweight,
yeah,
and he could hang with Karrion Cross, who's I think he's what 260, 270. Like he could legitimately hang with him. He beat them
well,
down for a majority of the match. He didn't have to win, and I didn't. No one
no, he
expected him
didn't
to win.
know. Frost still
But
came off looking
just
like a beast, though.
yeah, Cross still looked like a beast, and that's great. He doesn't need to be invincible to be a
No,
beast,
no, that's true.
right? He's
I
got
agree.
this crazy power. That Saito Ito suplex is
Oh,
so
oh, that looked beautiful when they put
chef's
him through that
kiss.
table. Yeah, when you put him through the announcer's table, and the table just
Right,
just
but I mean, they
exploded,
kept even though
and
he
it
was weak
looked
by the
beautiful.
shoulder, he kept getting these moments awesome. How about when he threw Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wild through the plexiglass
Yeah,
cage around the
yeah.
Capitol Wrestling Center?
Like I said, he came
Like
off. He's still.
he can have those moments during matches, and guys can still look like they have a chance to win. Like there was a point where Escobar had a really nice submission on him, and I thought for a second, wait, are they really going to do this? Are they going to have Karrion Cross lose here? Like, and that's what you need. Like, it's not fun when you don't know. Like the person, even though Karrion Cross is going to win, it's not fun if there's no stakes for him. You know.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yes,
now, with this injury, with Santos Escobar, he kind of put the blueprint. The NXT writers let it happen, the road agents, whatever. The blueprint to make Karrion Cross interesting is that now he's vulnerable.
yeah,
He can still be dominant. He can still win all of his matches, but he's vulnerable, and that is so important. And that's
yeah.
what's to me this week more than anything
No,
else.
no, I feel you. I understand. And did you uh the one thing I wanted to see, did you watch the next show? The thing they did with Dexter Loomis
Yeah,
and the way. No, it's I see. I finally get what they're doing with Dexter, and I finally get it. He's gonna be that character that he comes off. The reason why he comes off so creepy is he doesn't know how to make friends. That's his way of making friends. I think they're going.
what
He's like,
kidnapping is the way.
well,
I
yeah.
was
Austin, well, here's the thing. Austin, he takes you,
Austin
then
Theory
Austin,
rather.
and he probably has a good time. He like shows them to a good time. He probably took him to like dinner. Yeah, he probably was taught, showing him his paintings, took him to dinner, and then just like let him go, and that was it. And this guy, he's like, he was such a nice guy. He was such a nice guy to me. He didn't do anything like that. He showed respect to me. I
I
think
was
they're
I
going.
was kind of hoping that like he was gonna like be like a cult figure, and Austin Theory was just gonna like and
Yeah,
just start following Loomis. Like whenever he sees Loomis, and then when Loomis disappears, he stops and snaps out of it.
yeah.
Like that would be funny.
They might be going that way though. I
Maybe
think
who
they
knows?
might be going that way. But I thought they're going to do it. Well, that's the way of him trying to make friends. He doesn't know any other way, but that's how he.
I think he's just scary, and that's okay.
But they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're taking Austin to therapy now. So Austin's gonna be like, he was such a nice guy to me. He listened to what I was saying. He
That's called
understand.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Like that. I think they're going that
All
way.
right.
It's like, and then John Garno's like, you're going to therapy and everything like. So, yeah, I think they're going that way, dude. But that's I think it's funny. You're right, a cult leader. That would be interesting. If they went that
Yeah.
route. Just all right. So,
So yeah. So I guess next thing I want to go up is we did touch a little bit on Sunday, but they did make it official on Monday that Edge is challenging Roman Reigns for the
back to that.
Universal Championship at WrestleMania. That's the main event. What do you think about that?
Oh,
Now it is what it is now, right? There's no going
I
back.
knew that
That's what.
was coming. Well, I knew that was coming.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean we
the
knew it,
most.
but what do you think
That was
about it
the
now that we
most.
know? Now that it's confirmed, you know.
Edge is probably one of the few guys that can end Roman's run and the people won't shit on it. Being that being the type of guy who Edge is, the legend that he is, and he still carries favor. And he's one of those few, I think there'll be casual fans who haven't watched wrestling in a while, who turned it off.
Mhm.
Will come back for Edge if Edge is at WrestleMania in the main event. If
Yeah,
it, and it probably will be the main event
it's
at
probably what
WrestleMania.
W was thinking.
Yeah, so
I mean,
I think Edge is the one guy that's going to bring the casual fans back when they say, okay, night 2, it's Edge versus Roman Reigns. Will Edge be able to capture his first title in what, 10 years?
11.
Or will the tribal chief come in? So I think they're going that route. Now there's an added too with that is the word is Jimmy Uso is ready to come back now. He's ready to go. That's what the word I heard. So are they going to say, does he
Been
come
ready
back
for a
in?
while.
Yeah, he's been ready
He's
for a
kind
while.
of,
So is he going to come back and maybe side with Edge in this? Edge finds a little extra, because remember, Jay
Edge
is
gets his own Uso.
gets his own. Yeah,
We're
think
just
about
gonna
this.
collect them now. I
He
got
has
an
a
Uso right here.
yeah. I got a Uso. You got Jay. I got Jimmy. Like that. They could go that route. That would add something interesting. When think about it, that would be an interesting little piece. If Jimmy's like not happy with the way Jay's been acting, he doesn't like the way Roman's been acting to Jay, and the way he's saying like you making us look bad here, like that. And then Roman's like, you gonna side with him over your family? What is wrong with you? See, that's a little interesting dynamic there. I don't
It
know.
is. I mean, for me, if this is my WrestleMania main event, I really don't want any peripheral
Well,
people
I
in
mean,
it.
this is no. Well, this is the way to neutralize. If they want to neutralize Jay with Jimmy,
Okay,
that's one way
sure.
we could do that. Maybe. Well, then it might not. I'm
Jay
just saying
versus
that.
Jimmy at WrestleMania. What a match!
Think
You don't know who's
about.
who the entire time.
Well, that would
I'm
be
sure
kind
they
of
would figure.
compelling.
I already they would figure that out if they went that route.
Yeah, well, that would be compelling. A brother versus brother. We haven't seen that in a while since
No,
Brett and
yeah.
Owen. It's been a long time. So that's
Well,
another.
Taker Kane.
Taker Kane. Yeah. Well, that's fake
Well,
brother.
they're not real brothers. I know.
Yeah, real brother versus brother. So that
Uh,
is something that I would actually look into doing. That's something you can generate them. Not, I'll be interested in that. But yeah, so going back to the Edge, yeah, I think it's a good move. It's a smart move. It's one of the few ways that you can derail Roman for a little bit, and they take the belt off him, and he can always put it back on. He can always have him take it back from Edge, and everything like
okay.
that.
What
You're,
I'd say is, I was not high on Edge winning the Rumble, but man, he made the most of it.
yeah,
Uh, I think that's down to Edge. I don't think it's down. I'm giving Edge all the credit here. Like he made the most of that bad situation. I mean, bad in the sense that someone else probably should have won the Rumble, but he
I,
made the most of it in the fact that he's been showing up on all the shows. Like he's been
he's
an
on full
active
time.
competitor. Like he wrestled Randy Orton the next night. He was on NXT one time. I know he's
Well,
not
they
going to go back.
wanted to. Well, they wanted to finish. They wanted to finish the
Well, I
radio.
know. Well, this is what I'm saying here is he used it well, and what makes me interested in this is the fact that he doesn't seem to be completely part time in the way that like Lesnar would be if he won the Rumble, for example. We wouldn't see
Yeah.
Lesnar, until Mania.
Well, I don't blame Edge. I mean, he's been out for 10 years. I mean, this is
Right. Well,
what
I mean,
he
the fact
wanted
that
to
he
do.
wants to be prominent on the show makes me feel a lot better about this direction that they went in. He didn't need it, and they could have gone this direction without the Rumble, but he made the most of it, showing up on all the shows, wrestling
Yeah.
matches. He's getting physical with Roman, like playing mind games with Roman.
Well, that's what Edge
Uh,
does. Yeah, that's his
but
character.
not right. Going back to his opportunist character, it was just a nice little thing. Man, Alex, you should just join the show at this rate.
He's fine if he's not feeling good.
I,
Alex. But no, yeah. Here's the thing. I think because the nature of this is the nature because of the reason why he left. He was not ready to retire at the time. Remember the injury.
well, of
He
course
wasn't
not.
ready.
He
He
got
was
forced to
not.
retire.
Yeah, he was forced to retire. So now that he's back, I can see I think he's just damn happy to be back. So he's willing to do almost everything he can because he's missed so much.
Yeah.
I know he's smart though. The smart thing that they did, I know the smart thing they did is he's not wrestling every time.
Well, I'm hoping he'll wrestle a little bit more between now.
No, maybe give him a match at Fastlane or something. Like maybe a match against Jay if you want to do him.
Yeah,
Versus
give him a match
Jay.
against Jay, and then if he wins, Jay's banned or something.
Yeah, something like that. They can do that too, and I think that would be good.
That would be a nice match, right?
Or do
Get
you
some
want to do a
stakes on
tag?
it.
If they want to do a tag team match, you have Kevin Owens him tag against Roman and Jay at Fastlane.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Even do it on a SmackDown.
Because well, yeah, or I would do Fastlane. We'll probably work on Fastlane because it would make for
Right.
set,
I mean,
set the feet up
like I
with
said,
Jay if they want to
if
go
Edge
that.
is going to be the champion, if he ends up beating Reigns, I just want him around. Like, and I'm glad Edge wants to be around, so it makes it easier.
And then
in a way a
SmackDown
lot
was
of other
Edge's show
part-time
for a
people
while.
haven't been. Like, you remember when Batista came back, like, he wasn't around that much, even though he won the
Yeah, the Batista thing was him trying to just finish out his career on his note, and
yeah.
that's the things
Well,
he.
that was him in WWE with like trying to push, what they wanted, and then luckily Daniel Bryan, you know, had the support of the crowd so much that they had to insert him in. But yeah, it was just like that was
Yeah.
like what my flashback was to. Not that I didn't like Edge or anything. It was just like, oh
No,
man,
whoa.
a part timer winning a Rumble.
Well, the Batista thing again. That one was Batista over
I
Edge.
know that was a completely different situation. I was just
Yeah,
making the
yeah, he
point
was in the
that
wrong
someone
time,
coming
wrong
back
place.
after being retired for a couple of years,
Yeah,
like,
Batista was.
or in
I
this
feel
case a
bad.
decade.
His was just the wrong time, wrong place. He just happened to
Yeah.
come back at the time that Daniel Bryan's the hottest thing going,
The time
and
they're
he
trying to desperately ignore
and
the hottest thing.
yeah, and then he is too stubborn to see that this is the hottest thing going. Why are you ignoring this? And I felt bad for Batista because that wasn't his fault. He just
Oh
happened to
no,
come.
it's not. No, I
come
would never. I don't blame the performers for anything. Like, I know
uh,
they always do their best. Like, even when we like talk about like shows that are
yeah,
built
yeah,
badly, like the performers are not the
that's not
problem. It's
their
the
fault
writing.
on that. Yeah, it's the writing.
9 times out of 10, it's the writing that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so that one. So but yeah, I was totally. But yeah, Edge. So yeah, I agree. I
But
think
yeah,
it's a good
yeah,
move.
that's
This
what we
is
have to look
Edge's
for. That's the
show.
first match confirmed for WrestleMania. So let's go move on. Something a little bit
Uh,
more closer.
well,
Uh,
those would be.
so I want to talk about the shows next week. So we've seen this pattern all the time, where like every like month or so, Dynamite and NXT have mega
Oh yeah, yeah.
edition
Oh yeah. I forgot
shows.
the
So
March
next
first.
week is the Crossroads episode. It's Dynamite Crossroads is what it's called. I'm just going to call NXT Crossroads as well because we're getting two heavy hitting cards. So there's only
Yeah,
two matches
isn't
confirmed
that
from NXT right now.
isn't the
It's
Dynamite the go home show for the Revolution too?
it's also the go home for Revolution 2, but let's start with NXT because I think that's
Okay.
we'll start with NXT because there's only two matches confirmed for this, whereas the Crossroads show has like 7 matches confirmed.
All right.
So NXT next week, we're seeing the Dusty Rhodes winners challenge for the tag team titles. So MSK will challenge Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, and then Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai will challenge Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So that's what NXT's programming is next week to counter Crossroads, which I think those are pretty strong matches, right?
Well, yeah, and they're also we'll probably
We still,
see North American title match. Probably, I expect
we
Johnny
might like
Gargano to have a match.
since he lost to Loomis this week, he might defend the title this next week, and they
I
might
can
do it
see.
just to give another heavy hitting episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because
What else?
every time like one company does, we're doing a special episode of our Wednesday show. The other company's like, well, we're also doing the same thing, but
Adam
we're not
Cole
calling
versus
it that.
Roderick Strong, maybe
Maybe
because
like I said, we only have
he kicked Roderick in the face already.
he did, but
He
we only
kicked.
have. Well, I'm just saying. I just want to go with the matches that are confirmed.
Okay.
Like so we have
Well,
MSK this week got that segment where they did like
but
this
they
is
put
where
him
we
in a
were growing.
handicap though. Somebody got was it Wesley that got hurt? They say Wesley got hurt, kayfabe hurt, his hand or
Yeah, I mean,
something.
so I just want to back up a little bit. What they did, they did a nice video package of like them growing up and stuff.
Yeah,
With like I don't remember. I think it was Nash Carter. Nah, right, Carter.
Carter. Yeah, Carter and his father,
Instead
I
of
believe.
his father,
Yeah,
he has a tattoo for his father because his father
yeah,
wanted to become a wrestler or whatever.
yeah,
So that was a nice, little heart wrenching thing. And then grizzled young veterans took out MSK.
yeah. I think they did a kayfabe hurt on Wesley.
I think they did, yeah. So they're going in hobbled next week for Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Mm.
And I kind of like the fact that Grizzled Young Villains got in. I think MSK is
Well,
a little too soon.
no, that fits with it. That makes perfect sense.
Well, what
These
I'm
guys,
saying is I think it's a little too soon for MSK to be at the
no,
top of
no,
the card.
yeah, no, no, yeah. Well, yeah, like I said,
So
that
having
makes
like the Grizzled Young Veterans like handicap them
yeah,
gives
that
them
makes
more to
sense.
overcome at a later time.
It gives them voice one. It gives MSK an out because they can
Yeah,
always say he was hurt, he wasn't at his full power.
right. So,
Grizzly young
but
veterans
that's what I
come
was
off
saying.
as
Like
the bad
now they can
guys.
lose and still overcome this later, and not
Yeah,
like lose any momentum for it.
yeah, yeah. I like
Especially if
that.
Grizzled Young Veterans get involved next week, right?
I think
Because
they
like
will. I
I
have a
hope
feeling
they do.
they will because they're gonna go. They probably cause something to go down, and then because they'll get well, we want Oni and Logan Birch. They might go toward a triple threat. I can see a triple threat
I
going
can
on
see that's
here
where they're going,
because
and then
that's a
I think
way
at that
for
point that's when you put MSK
MSK
over.
to get the belts without technically pinning Oni Lurch or something like that. Oni Lurch can lose the belts,
My thought
not get
is
by
it
them.
gives them more to overcome and more to
That
earn.
too.
I don't think they've earned it yet as characters. Not so again, the
Well, that's
wrestlers.
true. I love the wrestling part, but I don't know them as characters yet. I agree with you.
Right. So
I
like I
love
always like bring this
their
up on our
wrestling.
shows often. Like what does the character deserve? And right now the characters of MSK have won 3 matches.
Yeah,
That's yes, they
fantastic.
won the
But
Dusty Cup, but
we
the
don't
characters
know them
haven't earned
as
it.
characters. Yeah, we don't know them as. I don't know them as characters. I don't know. I can get that probably Wesley is. Carter's probably more serious of the two and everything.
Right.
And
But
Wesley's more of the.
I'm just doing
This is
kayfabe.
from
The
no, yeah,
characters
this is
are
from what
all
I've
we know
seen.
right now.
From their
You
I've
know.
seen from their promos. I've seen from their from what I saw when they did the Raquel Gonzalez. When they had the women's had their promo, they were in the corner with the popcorn. From what I
Yeah.
gathered, just observing them, I think Wes is more of like the Joker guy. He's like the guy he's like free spirit guy, and Carter's more of a serious kind of golf.
So
I don't know.
when I say character in this case, I don't mean like what they do, like their gimmicks or anything like that.
Not their
I mean,
gimmicks. I'm just
like
talking about
where they are in this in good storytelling.
storytelling
Good
wise.
storytelling means that they haven't earned it to be able to get the titles yet. They need to overcome more adversity. They're the
Okay,
faces.
you want more
They're the
obstacles.
baby faces. They haven't overcome enough adversity yet for them to earn the top spot as characters. So
Yeah,
that's the distinction I
adversity.
want to make because wrestling is not a sport, right? It is a soap opera essentially.
No, but I feel it. But no, no, I know
And
what.
I always approach this from like a perspective as a writer because I'm
Yeah,
a struggling writer myself.
no, that's the way it should. No, that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
You should be looking at it as a point of,
but that's how I
as
enjoy
the
it as a
character
fan is like
earns to be champions. Have they won the fans' respect to be champions yet? And they haven't done it yet, and
no.
they're working toward
And
that.
that's not to say that they wouldn't be fine champions if they win next week.
No,
I'm saying that if I'm writing a book here, it's too early in the book for them to
too
win.
early in the book. Yeah, they have to have some more obstacles to face.
They need to be knocked down a couple pegs
This is
before
chapter.
they
This
back
is
up.
only
So
chapter.
that's like dramatic storytelling. I should probably do it this way for the people at home.
Yeah,
You
this
come
is
up, you hit your first setback, then you get
yeah.
that second rise, and that's the one you earn.
Yeah,
You
this
know?
if this was a story, this is only chapter 2 and like a 5 chapter book or so, four.
Well, I would say probably we're probably in the first third of the book here.
First third of the book. Yeah, we haven't hit midway point.
So you get that third way point, the first third of the book, and then the hero gets knocked down. So we need to
Yeah,
knock MSK so that
hero has to fall.
so they can climb the mountain.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Man, so many metaphors there.
No, yeah, we hit.
But conversely,
because we're both writers, so I feel what
yeah.
you're saying.
Conversely, I think Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez need to win this.
That's what I was about to say too. And on the flip side of this, they need to win this. They really need to win this.
And this would be good. Like this is good counter program for NXT too. If they can do a major title change, opposite AEW's Dynamite's Crossroads show. Like because Dynamite is not going to have a major title change on Wednesday.
I don't think
so. That's one way to be like, yeah, we're going to have a major title. Oh gosh, I can't speak. Major title change. And I think that's the title that should change, and it would be major because there's just so many more women in NXT right now than there is on Raw.
They are. They've signed. They signed. Yeah, you said we already seen the new Performance Center signings. We've already seen Zoe Stark last. You just saw her last, which she actually looks.
Honestly, Taya Valkyrie is going to debut very.
Taya Valkyrie is a
or whatever. I don't know what her name is now.
No, I think they're still going to use Taya Valkyrie. I think they're still going to use that. They might still use it. That's something. But she looks great. She's fantastic. She can work. Yeah, she looks fantastic. They're going to introduce her soon. Maybe we might see her next week. We might see her on March 3rd. And she's a fantastic worker. You got Zoe Stark. You got more that's been introduced. There are more ladies now there. So, yes, I think the smarter move would be give it to Raquel, give it to Dakota, have them become the bullies of the female division there, which they already are, technically.
They already are, so that would just give them more legitimacy.
And have them beat the old bullies.
It also means they can keep Raquel away from the title if they want to, like, build her up some more.
I think they're going that route.
Because they kind of.
I think they are. I think they kind of.
Alex says she's going to keep Taya Valkyrie. It looks like. So.
Yeah, she's going to be Taya Valkyrie. That's.
Well, WWE sometimes changes names, so that's why I wanted to like. Because Zoe Stark was Lacey Ryan.
Yeah, I think they know her more as Taya Valkyrie. She's known, and that's one of those things where, hey, you know what? We don't have to really change anything like that because, hey, she's Taya Valkyrie. We don't need to change that much. And it's a great name. I mean, why would you want to change such a good name on that one? Taya Valkyrie, come on.
So hope we'll see her soon. But
A
but
few.
but
I think she has she has
like with
because
Raquel and Dakota, like there's more women. Like they're featuring both Xia Li more, and then she's feuding with
well, yeah, Zari just kicked Casey's in the face. So Casey just got kicked her head kicked off.
Did they have that match?
So, yeah, yeah, last week she got her face
Because
kicked off.
unfortunately, I think they cut it out on Hulu's version.
Oh, you didn't see it? Yeah, afterwards she kicked her in the head, basically, just
Well, I
bam.
know last week they did an angle, but did she do the match with Lacey this week?
Yeah, she did with Casey. Yeah, Casey
Casey?
Gonzalez had a
Okay.
match. You didn't see it on. Oh, they probably kicked it on Hulu. You didn't see that match.
No, they cut it for some reason. Like a half hour gets cut out of the
Yeah,
Hulu.
they took that one out then. Yeah, they had a match. Uh, it was a brutal one. It was kind of brutal. It was pretty brutal. She tried to boom, then she basically just kicked her in the face, and that was it.
Kind of the weakness of using a streaming app as opposed to live TV.
Yeah, it was
You get
all right,
cut out.
but it kind of got over that. Xia Li is just cold blooded now. She's just a cold blooded assassin now. She has no remorse for her friends. They were friends. She just beat her friends. She just smashed her friends now. So
That's good.
so
Xia, I like Xia Li, so we'll see.
yeah, they're setting her up, but she's completely changed. There's nothing like her old self is in there. She's completely changed, and they're setting up this stable now. So they're doing this. Boa has his thing, the evil female mastermind. I have still don't know who the hell that is though. I haven't figured out who that is yet, so
We'll
I
get to
don't
find
know.
out eventually.
Yeah, I don't know who. I don't know who could be. I don't know who other person they signed that's got that skills, unless they're. I don't know. I can't figure it. I have to think
Could
back and
just
make.
be some actress, who's going to
I
play an
think
old
so. They're
like.
setting someone up. Maybe they're setting up if they bring from. Oh yeah, speaking of that, just reminded me.
Well, I was not even thinking like someone's associated with wrestling. I don't know if
No,
you ever watch the series Iron Fist.
I know Iron Fist. I know what you're talking about.
Well,
But no,
specifically the Netflix series.
yeah, I
Yeah,
watched it.
so I like when I saw this character first, I envisioned like the blind leader of the Black Hand
Yeah,
as like in the Netflix series and in the Defenders. Like I envisioned that person being Xia Li's handler.
you're thinking about Stick. Talking about Stick, right? That's
No, not
Stick.
Stick.
Stick
No, the
was
woman,
yeah. Oh, the woman. Oh yeah, yeah.
leader of the Black Hand.
It's Electra. But anyways, don't worry about it. We're
Anyway,
going to go comic book. We'll go if we go comic book here, we're really going comic book there. But no, I know what you're saying. Reason why I say is we haven't revealed it yet because they can always bring out if they
oh
really
yeah, they
want
can always
to.
make it someone later. They don't. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be anyone right now.
because we have our girl at in UK NXT USK Himi I can never get her name the final boss. She's facing Jenny, not Kathy Ray for the UK Women's title.
Yeah.
And so
Or it could just be another because there was a couple of Chinese recruits.
that's true too. We haven't heard about them, so it doesn't make
All
sense.
right.
It could be nobody we know. We know it has to be. It doesn't have to be anybody important. It could be a brand new person. Hey, it works.
All right. So programming against that because
Okay.
that's where we're at. AEW Dynamite Crossroads. So this is the match. This is the card they've been building up to it for about a month.
Crossroads.
I know. Well, yeah, because Cody Rhodes is the
I'm
main
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. That hit me. Okay. Go.
event. But the main event, of course, is kind of the big match, which I know we've grown at it, but it is Shaq and Jade Cargill versus Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. Although I thought Cody was dealing with an injury, so maybe we won't see much of Shaq and Cody. And it should
Uh,
hopefully the match is mostly Red Velvet and Jade Cargill.
but here's the only issue I have with this, and I feel bad is Jade hasn't wrestled, and I haven't seen her. This
Right,
is
they've
her
been making this her
first.
debut. I know.
This is her first match. It's not honest with you. It's not.
She looks good though. Like
I mean, she
they've
looks
shown
great.
clips of her in the ring.
I'm not
Like,
saying she doesn't look fantastic, but she's green as a pepper tree, brother. This is her first official television match.
right, I mean,
It's
she's
not.
been for a couple
It.
of years. It's not nothing.
Yeah. Uh, well, we've all done it too, but still, your first official television match. I don't care how great you are. She got to be Kurt Angle. And
I mean, they've been doing that. Like Anna Jay had her first television match. Like it was literally like her
but
second
Anna
career
Jay
match was
worked in
televised.
Impact. I'll give Anna Jay. I gave Anna Jay a little. Just I'm just saying this. The recipe doesn't look great. If you
No,
still
it
want,
doesn't look great because Shaq's involved in the match. That's nothing to do with
you
Jade.
can't hide her because you can't hide her. If it wasn't
Yeah.
anybody other than Shaq, I could probably say you can hide her weaknesses. But this is his first match too.
I hope. I mean, there was room in the shack was training, so hopefully it's something. Plus, maybe the Big Show is gonna give him some pointers.
And tech, oh god, and technically, all Shaq needs to do is grab Cody and pick him up high in the air, and just throw him out of the ring. Cody's gonna
Yeah, I
fly.
mean, Cody will probably sell
He's
for that, man. But
I mean, tell me the truth. This is a 7 foot guy. He grabs Cody Rhodes. Now, I'm just being realistic. You grab a guy, you 7 foot like Shaq, 7'2". Because Shaq's a big man. I've seen him up
it's big
close.
man.
I'm a big guy, and Shaq makes me look like a midget. Oh no, I met him up close. I met him when he was in Orlando in the mall. I met with him, shook his hand. Big man. I'm a big guy. He makes me look small. So technically he could grab Cody, pick him up, do like my man, Great Khali chop, or pick him up
I mean, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be
and
chop, a
just
punch, and then
throw him like a rag,
ugh,
like shoot a 3 throw shot or something off Cody, and you can see Cody just fly, and that would be game over technically, if you want to be realistic. They're
well,
not going to do that though.
this is wrestling though.
This is wrestling, yeah. So
I mean, my hope for this match is we'll see lots of Jade and very
see
little
what
Shaq.
happened, like what happened to Ricochet when Omos picked him up and just
I
dropped
know,
him.
yeah, almost.
Now that was beautiful because that was the person guy to do because Ricochet made that look good. Like
Yeah.
that. Looked like he fell from a building, but like that. So I hopefully this would be a good match.
Prediction there? I guess we should do that too, right?
Shaq and Jade win.
I agree. Shaq and Jade. I don't think you can. Jade cannot lose her first match. You've been literally hyping her up for 4 months.
You gotta have Jade win this. She's fantastic.
They have been hyping her for 4 months for whatever reason. Like, well, I don't know why she hasn't wrestled before now, but she has to win.
You know the best way to do this if you want to really hide this? Have Jade hit a power like a spear or something and put Velvet down real fast and get out of there. You know, just make it a squash match real quick. Like that.
Then we also have the return of Tully Blanchard for the first time in 30 years. AEW is using old people. Hold on, I want to make sure our feed is still there because it just flashed for a moment. I think we're good. Technical difficulties. All right. All right, I think we're good.
Good.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Let me.
Anyway, so I know you want to. I know a lot of people are like upset about Tully Blanchard involved, but I like it makes sense. Like he's been getting physically involved in attacking Marco.
Well, he's feigning Marco stunt. So yeah, that I mean,
it's a 6-man tag. Like he's not going
to. Yeah, he's not going to be on. If a 60-year-old man can't handle Marco stunt, then we're in trouble. No, don't say nothing bad. I like Marco, friend of the show. Marco Stunt, friend of the show. He's a friend of the show. But yeah, if you're gonna do it, I really say might as well do it against Marco Stunt. You know, but
it's not like Tully Blanchard's gonna go on a singles run now. He's just doing it. He's the manager, and Marco is the manager, and you know, like if they're gonna attack Marco, they might as well attack Tully too.
Yeah, I think the majority of the match is gonna be the Express going against.
Yeah, it's gonna be FTR on the Express because that's
then maybe we'll see Tully come in when Marco comes in, maybe slam him, drop her elbows. You know, some basic stuff on him and everything like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
They'll
isolate Marco's stunt, and that's when we'll see Tully Blanchard.
Yeah, Tully.
That's fine. Like I don't mind. Like Tully Blanchard can still move around. Like he's not like a walker.
He's not. Yeah, he's not
good
like.
Shape.
He's not. Yeah, he's kept himself in good
like,
shape. Yeah, so.
Jake Roberts would be a lot worse, and you know, and he's been getting physical too.
Yeah, Jake looks much worse. I mean, even with DDP Yoga has helped him. Jake is not ever getting back.
But hell, Sting is 61 and going to wrestle a match, so.
Well, Sting got power bombed. Well, actually, I will admit, it was a very cool thing. I did watch the segment where he had Hook in the back, and then and then Darby comes out, and Darby does the skateboard, and it was very cool. It was
a lot of fun.
It was very cool. My only thing with that ever would have been is they should have not waited. They shouldn't have let Sting get beat up. Well, Sting shouldn't have been on every week. If he had come out like 1 week, maybe we don't see anything for a little bit, and then come out and did this.
No, I mean they just paired him up with Darby. I'd say the one thing that AEW needs to get better at is this feud started in June of last year.
Yeah, and they had the problem.
I'm hoping that this will be the end of Darby versus Team Taz at Revolution because they literally started this in June.
I don't think
And it
so.
was kind of funny because Tony Khan was like bragging about it. Yeah, we started with the Darby Allin Team Taz feud in June. I'm like, God, has it really been that long?
It has almost
So I
it's
listened to the
almost 8
Tony
months.
Khan was on Talk of Jericho last week, so that's a great listen if you haven't listened to it. Lots of things, but I was like, wow, that's a long time. And like they do their feuds a little overstaying their welcome, but
Yeah.
this Cody Shaq match was also like 4 months in the making.
Oh, I
So
thought it was 10, like 10.
they started
Well,
in
so
like
it
November.
was so much in the making that Brandy had to bow out because she has a child. So
I know it was originally going to be Brandy as as Cody's tag team partner, but Brandy got knocked
literally,
up.
life got in the way. Yeah, of that one. Well, no,
Uh,
I should say Cody got in the way. Anyways, listen, that's a
anyway,
bad.
and then the other kind of fun thing is the Dark Order will team up against Private Party, Matt Hardy, and the Hybrid 2. Get to see the Dark Order
Yeah.
in action.
Well,
For
my heart
some
is trying
reason,
to
I
kill
don't
him
know why, Matt Hardy threatened the entire Dark Order. I'm like, my
because
dude, the Dark Order outnumbers you 5-1.
it's no because he blames the Dark Order for the contract situation
Yeah,
where he
I
got
know he
out
blames him,
where
but
where he got he basically got outsmarted by his own contract. It's like, bro,
yeah, and that was fine. But it was because on last night on Dynamite, he's like, I'm gonna defeat the Dark Order, and I'm like, my dude, there's 10 of them and one of you. What's happening?
yeah. I mean, like, come on, man.
Like even with
So
Private Party, there's 10 of them and 3 of you.
yeah, so they finally just pulled the trigger. They should just pull the trigger. Adam Page takes over as leader of the Dark Order.
I'm hoping
They're
that's what
his
we're
running
leading to.
buddies. They're like his running buddies now. He makes them into like good guys, and they need that. The way the AEW set up, it's like every faction here has been evil, except for Jurassic Express. You know,
I mean, they're not really a faction; they're a tag team
not
with
really they're a
a
tag team
manager.
for manager, but
Yeah,
yeah, every other faction has been bad. Has been a bad guy faction. You know,
right.
so if you're gonna do the dark, might as well make them good guys and make them. You can pull them into mid card, good heel faction and everything. That's not hard. They're likable. They're a likable bunch. They're likable. You can still. I haven't seen. What has Colt been there? I haven't seen Colt. Colt hasn't been there in a while, has he?
Who?
Colt Cabana.
Yeah, he's in the Dark Order.
He's still there.
He's there. He's number 8 now.
Yeah. So Colt is a
Anyway,
likable
if you
guy.
haven't seen our Dark Order video on our YouTube channel, I put the link in both our chats here in case you want to check it out. Spoiler alert: Hangman Page is one of the entries.
Yeah. So so you might have got that one. So I think.
I mean, if Hangman Page or even Matt Hardy, because now Matt Hardy's kind of hanging around, one of them end up as leader of the Dark Order, then
Oh God,
cha-ching,
please.
got it.
Matt, not Matt. But anyways, I think Dark Order should win this one and everything like that. I really do. You really
See, I
need.
mean, this is just to set up because the match on Saturday is Hangman Page and Matt Hardy, so that's like the match being set up.
Yeah, so the Dark Order should win this.
This is just kind of a revenge match because Matt Hardy tried to kill Alan Angels.
Oh yeah, he tried. I think he tried to kill every one of them right now. On this Angels.
Right, he tried to kill Alan Angels. Like he threw him off the stage through a table.
Yeah, so we have that. So
We
then
have that.
what's the other match we have there?
I mean,
We have,
that's so
is
Cody's
it the
kind of notable
finals?
matches.
Isn't that the finals of the
Oh,
women's tournament?
yeah, we'll have the finals of the women's tag team
No,
tournament.
who's
Not the
the
women's tag team, the
uh,
women's number one contender tournament as
number
well.
contender? Isn't it
That's been a
Riho
lot of fun.
versus? Is it Riho versus Nia Rose? No.
No, we don't know if the finalists are yet.
No, I know Nyla.
We're gonna find out on Sunday. So on BR Live, Bleacher Report, they're gonna air the semifinals.
Or the Japanese side?
For both the Japanese and the Americans.
Okay.
So actually, Nyla Rose won on Wednesday, so she's in the finals of the American side.
Yeah,
she's going to face either Rio or Thunder Rosa, which is going to air on Sunday.
Okay.
Then we're getting the finals of the Japanese women as well, which is the magical girl. I can't pronounce her name, and then Rio.
I forgot.
See, I'm not prepared. You kind of threw me off here.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I threw a curveball.
Rio.
I don't know. It wasn't Mia Odo though. No, it wasn't her.
No, it was the magical girl. She got an upset win over Emi Sakura.
There was one. Wasn't
I think she's
Akko?
Yuka Sakazawa. I think is her name.
Yeah, Yuka Sakazawa. Yeah. I'm sorry.
This is Rio something.
I would probably know, and I hate to say it, but I thought it was more likely. I think with Rio, they might put Rio in there, but then again, we already done Rio Nia Rose. It should be Thunder Rosa.
I'm hoping Thunder Rosa beats Rio, and this again. So I'm not saying
not against Rio. I'm not saying nothing bad against Rio, but I think
I would like to see Thunder Rosa.
Because we already seen Rio Nia Rose. We already seen Rio and Nia Rose already. We seen that was.
I'm not saying Riho. I'm saying Rio Mizunami. That's the other girl.
Rio Mizunami. No, I'm talking. Oh yeah, I'm talking about Riho.
versus Yuka Sakazawa. I
Yeah,
was Sakazaki.
yeah. I was talking
I
about the
forget his
American
name.
side.
Do apologize to both
No,
those incredible women
I
for
was talking
butchering
about
their
the
names
American
over and
side.
over again.
Riho and the American
And
side.
then Hikaru Shida is doing a six woman tag against Emi
Okay,
Sakura because Emi Sakura turned heel on the YouTube show on Monday.
okay, all right. So do you have that? So that's the next match in Crossroads. The finals will be in
That
Crossroads.
was it. Yeah, the finals will be at Crossroads too. So whoever wins,
And
because
we have built the number contender at Revolution. All right.
but the person who wins the tournament faces Hikaru Shida at Revolution.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna get a resolution to this. Probably, yeah, we're gonna get a resolution on Wednesday.
What other matchup? Doing the Young
I mean,
Bucks
that's it.
facing
That's it. I mean, there's
Jericho.
other matches too, but those are not important. Like
Oh, okay.
there's like 10 versus Max Caster, which is whatever.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's a
yeah.
fun match because I like Max Caster a lot. But yeah, that's where we're at there. The last thing I want to touch on was the big
Yeah.
news that dropped yesterday. And in fact, we have a YouTube video on YouTube about it. Big Show is All Elite. The Big Show, Paul White, signed with All Elite Wrestling yesterday, or at some point this week, but he did do it yesterday, like officially. At least
Well,
that's when they announced
well,
it.
it was announced yesterday. He probably signed like a couple of days before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it was announced yesterday. So he's going to do commentary for AEW Dark Elevation, which is going to be a new show for YouTube. So right now, of course, we have AEW Dark on the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to do AEW Dark
Elevation.
Evolution.
Elevation. Elevation.
Elevation.
Elevation.
Thank you.
Elevation.
And that's going to be specifically, I think, for like the indie talent, because normally the formula for Dark is established talent versus indie talent. Established talent always wins, right? So I think Elevation is going to be more of up and coming talent versus up and coming talent to try and um, give them a little bit more. Like, because there's only so much, a person like the captain Sean Dean can do losing 25 matches. As
Oh, you
cool
probably
as
know
he
more than
is,
I
like
do.
he's there to like lose matches, and there's only so much you can do with him until he starts winning matches. So I'm hoping like guys like him will get the opportunity to win on Elevation.
Well, like I
Um,
said, you watch it more than I do, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. But now with Paul Wright, I have no problem with that. Hey, he's got a family, he's got to make some money, no problem with that. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. He didn't like the negotiations having with the WE. It didn't go the way he liked. He talked to AEW, gave him what he wanted. Boom. Hey,
yeah.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Now,
Well, here's the thing I said on the video
mhm,
yesterday, and what I'll say to you again, then you can kind of like give me your own thoughts. I think
mhm.
this is significant because of who Big Show was. Big Show was a WWE lifer, right? Like this before this happened. Like this is what I thought. Like Big Show was just going to be with WWE forever. He's been there for 22 years, and not only has he been there 22 years, he's put up with a ton of shit, right? He had to wrestle a sumo wrestler on WrestleMania, which Big Show called his most humiliating moment of his career was having to do that sumo match. He boxed Butterbean. He boxed Floyd Mayweather and had to, do the job for him. His 50 million heel turns that are constantly mocked. Like he's put up with a ton of shit, and he was still there. And I thought, if there was anyone who's gonna be a WWE lifer, that's the Big Show. And then he joins All Elite Wrestling. All of a sudden, like to me, that breaks barriers. That might even break the idea that there'll be WWE lifers now. You know that 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 once people are in the WWE system, they'll never leave. Like I think that's significant from that standpoint. Like it just shows that even guys who have been there 22 years, like is the Undertaker going to sign with All Elite Wrestling if his contract comes up? Like
No.
who knows? No, probably not. But like it's significant in that regard, in the sense that it seems like now anyone's fair game. Anyone can go anywhere. Maybe some of these WWE legends will go to New Japan, and do stuff. Like it was different when Jericho had done it because Jericho had left the company constantly. Like he was never a WWE guy. He was always his own man. But Big
No, he
Show
wasn't
was a
WWE.
WWE guy. He
Uh,
wasn't his own man in the way that Jericho was. So this is significant, I think, in kind of shifting the industry a little bit.
I can see where you're coming from with that. I don't really think it's that serious as you're saying. I understand it is another company, and here's the thing: he could have easily have done this with Impact if he wanted to. I'm not saying,
Right.
what,
I'm not
and that's
saying
the thing.
AEW specifically. I'm saying it kind of like it
No,
now makes it makes the industry more, I think, flexible than it was prior to his signing.
well, here's the thing: the AEW, since it's been introduced, there's always been that little alternative. Now, I understand what, like I said, I think I more of it is Big Show has had an alternative. Again, as you were saying, he thought he was a WWE lifer. Yeah, that's true. But he probably did the notification back there. He didn't like what they probably wanted to do. Maybe he wanted to do the transition to do some commentary there. Maybe that's
Right.
what
Maybe
he
you
did.
want to do something else, but that's my
Yeah,
point. Like
maybe that's no. Here's the thing. He probably
before AEW, that wasn't even possible. Period. But even
he could
then,
have
with
been.
AEW,
He could have done with Impact. He could have gone to New
okay,
Japan.
Impact was never a real option until
Well,
Impact's partnership with AEW was never a real option. But like even going back a couple of years,
but
like
still, I can see it. Like I said, I know people are saying, well, I guess you're saying I understand what you're saying.
my take is pretty unique. No one else is saying my take because I'm
Yeah.
brilliant. Like
I think it's really is this. He had he had to go negotiations back there. Maybe he wanted to do a few things that he wanted to do. They were like, "Nah, we don't want you to do that." Then he was like, "Okay." Then he called. Then he talked to AEW and going, "Can I do this? Can I do this?" They were like, "Yeah, sure. Here's the
right.
money. Here's
And
this."
I'm saying it's
And he was
monumental, but
like,
that option has not been available until very recently. You know.
"But my thought is it's still much as he's been such a big guy for WWE.
Hmm.
He's still going to do commentary on their YouTube show. He- okay,
I
and
mean,
he might occasionally wrestle.
yeah, he'll probably
Hopefully,
wrestle if he's not retired.
I think the real benefit of this is hopefully he do some training with the guys in the back. Use his experience. He's been there for, like I said, 20 some years. He's been
That's
in
part of his
business.
contract too. That's rumored.
Now that is the best. If that is, they can get his
He's
experience
going
and
to work with the big
everything,
men.
work with the guys there. That's going to benefit much more for this. Now that would be the real benefit. If he can pass on the experience he had, has been like 20 some year old veteran to those young guys coming in, and they actually listen to him. Yes,
How about let's get Big
this
Show
is
as a guy like Will Hobbs? You know.
that. Yeah, I
Well,
say Haas would be great to learn from a guy like him. From Big Show, perfect guy to learn. That he learn to use his size, his strength. Hobbs is such green, but Hobbs has so much potential. Yeah, not a problem with that. But is this going to move ratings or anything like that?
no, and I would never argue that.
No.
It's like I said, my thing. This is significant in the sense that it makes, I think, movement across
Well,
the industry, I think,
here's
more
what it
immediate than it
does.
was before then.
The benefit is actually going to benefit the WWE guys that are still in WWE because now they have something that they can go, hey, you know what? Paul went over there. They can negotiate their contracts now with Vince and go, hey, you know what? Paul went there. You see what he can do. I can do that now too, and I have some more leverage. This has actually helped
That's what I'm saying.
the WWE guys more. I think this might have been one of Big Show's, and I'll be honest, he might
I
be
think it's better
Big
for the
Show's.
industry.
I think Big Show is smarter than we give him credit for because what he has done is he's actually helped his friends in the WWE by doing this because now he's laid a valuable option on the table again like it wasn't before. Because remember when AEW first came out, there was doing that, oh, well, are they going to sign like this? And it actually helped boost some of those deals. Some of these guys got some newer deals because of AEW coming out. And then I will admit AEW has been around now and they've lost some momentum on that contract portion because Vince probably looked at and don't tell me that Vince didn't look at the television and go, you want
Oh
to
no,
do
he
something
definitely
with
looks at
these
the television
guys?
ratings.
You want to no, not the ratings. I don't think he cares about the ratings. I think he
I
cares
think he
about
does.
the overall of the show. He probably doesn't like the look of the show. He's like, you guys want to sign with these guys? Look at them like that. And now that Big Show has technically gone over there, Big Show has gone over there
Oh,
now.
not technically, he's done it.
That's what I meant. Big Show has gone over there now. The door is back open again for these guys to have an alternative to say, hey, you know what? Big Show went there. He was a guy that, was a lifer here. He's a guy that's been, on and off all the time. He's always come back. He's gone there now.
I mean,
Now,
he's been under contract for 22 years. He's never
yeah.
gone away except for like injury.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
now it
or
opens
health
the
reasons, really.
eyes. It opens the option eyes for these guys to now say, "Hey, you know what? I can go there now. I have a shot." And then you're right,
Right.
it does help the industry more with that and
Okay.
everything. And,
I think that's where we're at. Maybe we'll get some of Alex's thoughts next week when he's back on the
yeah,
show. But how
uh,
about we get out here, get on out of here.
yeah, we'll wrap it
So
up. We've been
guys,
here longer.
thank you all for watching us tonight. So you can always check out everything that's going on with Occupy Pro Wrestling up above my head at occupyprowrestling.com. We post, of course, our videos and stuff, blogs, stuff like that. All that kind of stuff on there. You can also check us out on the socials at Power, the number 2, the Smarks, which is above James's head, and also in the chat as well. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube at Power the Smarks. All those places. If you're not already following us, appreciate that. And we are live every Thursday here, on twitch.tv/Power the Smarks. To do this stuff, the wrestling and all that stuff, as
Mhm.
well as on the YouTube channel. Do want to highlight the YouTube channel as well. Uh, watching clips from OPW Live as well as original content that we do just for YouTube. We'll get some more of that out. I'm teasing a video tonight just so our producer gets it done. We watched St. Valentine's Day Massacre together, and that's something that we're going to put up on the YouTube channel. That was a great classic pay-per-view that we're hoping to see. So we'll get that up. You can always check us out again here Occupy Pro Wrestling, all that good stuff. So for myself, for Alex, for James, so myself, Chris at T-Bone is live on the Twitch, and then James JJ Titan Dog 70 on the Twitch. Thank you all for watching. We will talk to you next week. Later.